Happy Friday, everyone. Today we're going to be completing the last day, Friday, for the Gimme 5 page number 8. So let's go ahead and get started with the first column. They want us to multiply 5,234 times 6. Okay, so the bigger number goes on top, lining up by place value. And the turtle head is going to guide us. We're going to work our way up and on over, okay? So 6 times 4 equals 24. Drop the 4, carry the 2 onto the next place value. 6 times 3 equals 18 plus 2, 20. Drop the 0, carry the 1 on over. Carry the 2 on over. 6 times 2 equals 12, plus 2, 14. Drop the 4, carry the 1. And 6 times 5 equals 30, plus 1, 31. Your final answer, boys and girls, is 31,404. Wonderful. All right, on the next column, this one's different. This is the first one we've seen like this. They want us to draw a model that represents 4 and 8/10. Okay? So here we go. So they want us to draw a model of this decimal. Let's read this decimal together. 4 and 8/10. We say tenths because that is the place value that 8 is in. So 4 and 8/10. Now before we move on into drawing a model, I want us to go ahead and find the equivalent fraction to 4 and 8/10. Remember, when a decimal and a fraction are equivalent, they sound the same when you read them, okay? So our fraction, when we read it, needs to sound the same as 4 and 8/10. Okay? So I know the 4 is in the ones place, so that's a whole. So I'm going to draw my big O 4, and then my fraction is going to go right next to it. We're going to be creating a mixed number. A mixed number is a whole number and a fraction combined. So 4 and 8/10. I have my 4. So how would I write 8/10 as a fraction? How would I write 8/10 as a fraction? That's right. 8 as your numerator and 10 as your denominator. Okay, so 4 and 8/10. 4 and 8/10. Okay? Now, let's draw a model. I find it easier for this question let's draw a model. I know they're equivalent, but it's going to make more sense when we draw the model. We're going to use this fraction 4 and 8/10 to draw our model. Okay. So I know my denominator is 8. Okay? I'm so sorry. I know my denominator is 10. The denominator is your bottom number. That's the number of parts that are in a whole. So if I draw a rectangle, I'm going to make sure I have 10 parts in them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? And I have to do 4 of these because I have 4 holes. So I'm going to shade in this one. This is 1 hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is another hole. We're creating 4 holes right now. And since my denominator is 10, I know that I have to break this hole up into 10 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is another hole. Then you draw one more to represent that 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so here are my 4 holes for that 1. I'm sorry, for the 4 that's in the ones place. Okay? So here are my 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So then now I need to create a model that represents 8/10. How can I create a model that represents 8/10? Well, I'm going to draw my rectangle again. And how many parts am I going to break this hole into? That's right, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then how many am I going to shade in? Because I don't have a complete hole right here. I have 8/10. So I'm going to shade in how many? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boys and girls, we just created a model that represents 4 and 8/10. 4 and 8/10. 1, 2, 3, 4 holes plus 8/10. No, that one was different. I hope we see more of that in the future. Alright, the next problem, boys and girls, is the decimal column. And they want us to subtract 356 and 23/100 minus 243 and 12/100. So make sure that the bigger number always goes on top. And make sure you are lining up your decimals. Okay, so when you have it set up, it should look like this. And we're going to start off in the smallest place value, which is the hundredths place for this problem. And we're going to make our way over. So 3 minus 2 equals 1. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Drop your decimal. 6 minus 3 equals 3. 5 minus 4 equals 1. And 3 minus 2 equals 1. Boys and girls, your final answer is 113 and 11/100. All right, we're almost done with Friday's Gimme 5. We are on the solve and label strip diagram. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and label your strip diagram with what you know and what you don't know. Okay, so they give us our whole, they give us our two parts and one whole. But we don't know the whole, so that's our variable. That represents the unknown. So when we're missing our whole, but we have our two parts, we are going to add them together. So let's go ahead and add 9,989. Make sure you always put the bigger number on top, plus 784. And make sure you are lining up your numbers by place value. So it should look like this. And let's start in the ones place. 9 plus 4 equals 13. Drop the 3, carry the 1 onto the next place value. 8 plus 8 equals 16 plus 1, 17. Drop the 7, carry the 1 onto the next place value. 9 plus 7 equals 16 plus 1, 17. Drop the 7, carry the 1 onto the next place value. And 9 plus 1 equals 10. Boys and girls, your final answer is 10,773. And last but certainly not least, we have our multiplication facts to end this week's Gimme 5. 6 times 6 equals 36. 11 times 5 equals 55. 9 times 9 equals 81. All right, boys and girls, well, that's it for Gimme 5, page number 8. Make sure you go onto Google Classroom. You click on the appropriate Google form and you fill in your answers. If your answer has a decimal, a comma, or it's a fraction, you're going to use the slash. And that is it. So y'all have a great weekend. I love you and I miss you all, and I'll see you next week.